Chapter 34. Dad and I had been watching a movie. It ended up with a drug scene and the guy overdosed and died. I grimaced inside as Dad once again, for like the millionth time, lectured me about drugs and that my mother had died from them. I tried to get him to stop, but he was angry and made me listen. I can't tell you how tired I was of that lecture. It always ended the same. My mother always died. I'd never know her. After school the next day, my dad had gone back out into the field and told me to practice my guitar until supper time. Well, I didn't need to practice my guitar. I was already a guitar hero. Busy hands stop people from turning to drugs, he told me, as a parting remark. I could have smacked him. I'd never thought about drugs, so why would I now? It just exasperated me. I picked up my guitar and was idly picking the tune of Still the Same by Bob Seger. My mind wandered and I was just angry that my mother had to be so stupid to do drugs and die from them, so that I had to be lectured for years by her brother. Why hadn't anyone lectured her? It's something that you don't think will happen to you, a voice told me. You hang out with kids and someone offers you cocaine and the next thing you know you're an addict. I looked towards the voice. It was an older man, maybe 25, a spirit. He began telling me his story, and I realized that I was playing a tune that I didn't recognize. I wrote it down and penned the lyrics of the actions he had taken. I asked him a few technical details to get it right. I was unhappy to realize that some of the lyrics already felt like my life, especially caught between tomorrow and yesterday, telling myself I'll be okay. I stopped when my dad came back into the house, but I worked on the song for a week or two when he wasn't around. It turned out that in music class, the teacher asked me to bring in my guitar to play a few songs and to show the other kids that it was easy to learn an instrument. Inside, I had to wonder why she thought those stupid kids could learn to play guitar. You had to have the drive to learn it. She had me play some mediocre song that was popular on the radio. Then she was talking to us about songwriting and how people were talented could write popular songs. I wrote a song, I told her. She wanted to hear it. I have to admit that I hadn't put any cool guitar solos in it, or any guitar solo in it for that matter. I already felt like it wasn't worth playing when I realized that. But everyone pretended that they wanted to hear it, so I performed my drug song, which was called No More Tomorrows. The spirit had explained what that meant. I'd have to leave that part out of how a ghost had helped me write the song. I was surprised that a good many of the kids were sitting there bopping right along with the song, even though they'd never heard it before. Then there were a few knowing looks of those delinquents that were already pot smokers. They clapped for me. That was very interesting, the teacher told me. Quite a pleasing tune, and you have quite the feel for how an addict would feel and do. How do you know that? Why, a ghost told me. I had to think fast. I jerked and looked at her. I saw a documentary a while back about addicts, I lied. She accepted that answer. A few of the kids talked to me about the song, saying that they really liked it and thought it could be a hint. But then Curly had to approach me and say that he didn't believe I'd watched the documentary. He knew that I had actual experience with drugs. It turns out that the teacher was the mother of one of the guys that worked at the Tractor Supply store. And that guy mentioned the song to my dad about a week later when we needed some oil for the truck. He was talking about how everyone thought it could be a hit record, while I was standing beyond my dad's vision and giving him a gesture to shut up. Seriously, you would think that everyone knows that hand gesture, but no, he kept going on and on. Sing it to us, he remarked to me. Yeah, daughter, why don't you sing us that hit song about drugs and being an addict? Daddy said rather sarcastically. I'd need my guitar to do that, I assured him. If he called me daughter, then I knew he was angry. I was pressured to sing it without the guitar, and I did. I watched my dad's expression turn into one of disbelief and anger. Wow, did I get yelled at when we got home. Even Yellow went and hid in another room, and I got grounded for 2 solid weeks. Dad was so incredibly angry at me. He said that I had made a mockery of his lecturing. So he was right about that. And people kept asking about that song, but I had to tell them that my dad forbade me to sing it anymore.